Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on my program. I appreciate you wherever you're connecting from. If you are joining me from any part of the world, I thank you very much for your contributions on this channel. Please kindly subscribe if you have not subscribed, and also click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. In this channel, I bring information to your doorstep. I bring news from all channels, from every angle. Things that have to do about the world, things that have to do about Africa, more especially Nigeria. I bring it to your doorstep. Some information that you ignore, some information that you cannot be able to come across, I look for them, I bring it to your doorstep for you to see. Every video you see on this channel is for educational purpose, to keep you up and get you aware of what is happening in the contraction called Nigeria, more especially. I bring the information to your doorstep. They are not lies. Most of the videos you're going to watch here are videos that are coming from the conventional media, and some of us sometimes are lazy to get into it. Some of us sometimes are too busy to be able to lay our hand on this. That is why I bring the videos to your doorstep. Watch from beginning to the end. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes, so that you can be educated and know what is going on. Let us watch together. At the end, you can go to the comment section and put down your comment. Give your opinion. Say it the way you feel it. Nobody's going to come against you. It's a free world, and this is the social media where people say it and set the record straight exactly the way it is without being controlled. Do that on the comment section. Let us watch the video together as it comes. Thank you.
We all know that Mr. Peter Obi attended University of Nigeria, Nsukka, right? We also know that he has multiple qualifications. If I may throw it in, he was my classmate at the Sai Business School at the University of Oxford. So he has classmates who can stand up and say, I sat in the same class with Peter Obi. I can at least attest to that, okay? And then you say in the, as the introduction indicated, that even the APC candidates' academic records are more straightforward. What is straightforward? Chicago State University or Government College Ibadan? If you may just educate us.
Well, thank you for the question. Well, I made that statement in response to criticism from the Labour Party against the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress. And I said, if you look at all the presidential candidates, the least educationally qualified, the most educationally backward, if you like, is the Labour Party candidate. Rabi Mr. Conquest, who has a PhD in water engineering, Waziri Atiku Abubakar has a master's with distinction in international relations, and Bola Tinubu has a second-class upper in accounting. And you have the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, who had a second-class lower in philosophy. And if you put that together, it's obviously the lowest. And so when they were poking fun of Bola Tinubu, they have a number of their surrogates and a spokesman saying that, he didn't even go to the Chicago State University. I've said before, look, I do not like Bola Tinubu because I know for a fact that he's a known drug lord. However, I went to Chicago State University myself, physically. I went there. And I released photos. I went there to their exams and records office, and I asked them, and they did tell me that yes, Bola Tinubu attended. He's a proud alumni of the institution, and that there is no doubt, there is no controversy about it. And that's what I wanted to make known to the public. If we're going to be criticizing, we're going to do that based on fact, based on truth. Because we cannot be going after a man with dishonest information or with lies. And if you look at what Bola Tinubu has said, and if you look at what Peter Obi has said, Peter Obi, in terms of lies, he's told much more lies than all the other presidential candidates. I wrote an article, 11 major lies told by Peter Obi. He's told lies from everything from his shares at IBL, from meeting Peter Odili at school, which he didn't do, to American players dominating in the NBA, which was a lie, to saying that a company invested in, employed 60% of Anambra people, which was not true, to claiming that Bola Tinubu sent out anti-Igbo WhatsApp messages telling Yorubas not to vote for him. Look, we cannot run a presidential candidate with such dirty lies, a presidential campaign with such dirty lies. If you're going to go and criticize somebody, it has to be based on the fact. And that was just what I was trying to establish.
All right, thank you very much for establishing that. However, you must know that Peter Obi did come out to clarify the statement that he made, saying that he did attend school with Peter Odili, but not in the same set. Obviously, based on some of the representations of him online, he did come out to clarify that. That's one point to mention. So in terms of being taken out of context, would that be a case in your view? And then second of all, you talk about him being educationally backward. I'd like you to talk about the importance and when it comes to leadership in Nigeria, the requirement for a president is to have a school leaving certificate, and after which we have other leaders across the world who, Winston Churchill, Jacob Zuma, who have led successfully without having formal education. What is your take on this, and why are you so particular about this with Peter Obi?
Well, the comments Peter Obi made were comments he made on camera. It was recorded on video. The clarifying statement that he made are contradicting his own comments on video. And this is not the first time Peter Obi has denied what he said on video. I'm talking to you on Arise TV. While he was being interviewed on Arise TV, this very show, the morning show, he did say that the shares that he invested for Anambra in IBL, he invested about $20 million, and now those shares are now worth over $100 million. That's what government should do. I mean, I'm just mimicking him. But then it turned out that it was a lie, that those shares are actually even worth less than $5 million. And then after that information came out, he put out another clarifying statement like this one, saying he never said so, but he said it on video. If you're watching me at home, you can actually go on YouTube, you can go and Google it. He actually said it on video. In this instance, we have on video what he said in Port Harcourt. He did say, and I'm going to say the third time, he did say that he went to school with Peter Odili. He played football with Peter Odili. So coming out to make this clarifying statement, it's irresponsible. He should not be making a clarifying statement. He should be saying, I am sorry, I told a lie, or I made a mistake. But to come out and say that he was taken out of context, that is not true. Now, if you want to talk about the educational qualifications of a leader, the best predictor of future events is past events. In Nigeria, the two times that Nigeria has had the best GDP growth, sustained GDP growth, have been under President Umar Musa Yar'Adua and Dr. Goodluck Jonathan. And these two individuals have been very highly educated individuals. As a matter of fact, according to CNN Money, Nigeria was the third fastest growing economy in 2015. According to the World Bank, it said the fourth fastest growing economy. So, I mean, third fastest, fourth fastest, we don't know who to take, but we can just take one. And so it's you can see there that when we have an educated leader, that leader is more likely to do well for the economy, for security, for the overall good of a country than a leader who is not so educated. Now, Peter Obi has said several times that he's a trader, and that's true. He's a trader, he's not a leader. That's why you saw when he went to Port Harcourt, Rivers State, he traded away his own gubernatorial candidate for his own personal benefit, because that's what traders do. They trade for profit. He has not shown leadership qualifications, leadership quality, leadership principles. And if you have seen what has happened to Nigeria in the last 7 years, you want to make sure that in 2023 we have a person who is above board.
All right, Redo, please, I'd like to get some clarification. You said you went to Chicago yourself. I will ask you, what Chicago did you go to? Is it the same Chicago to get Tinubu's record? Is it the same Chicago that now there's a case in court filed about the deposition that, a lawyer subpoenaed the school he went to, and they said they don't have any of those records. The records is submitted to INEC, the EC9 form, and there were even discrepancies on the date of birth of the person. So what record did you say you got of Tinubu from Chicago? Because there's already a case in court filed by Mike Enaro Ibe or something, one of the lawyers, and they were saying there were discrepancies as regards what was even submitted. So what Chicago did you go to? I'd like to know. And they confirmed to you as regards the veracity of that? And did they give you any document you can show to that effect?
Well, Rufai, you've got your facts wrong. The subpoena that was subpoenaed was not for Chicago State University. It was a subpoena that was sent to Deloitte. And then also there's been some document floating around in the internet about a college, something, I think it was South College or something like that. I'm not talking about that college, and for a fact, I know for a fact that Tinubu did not even go to that college, and Tinubu did not say that he went to that college. I know the college that he said he went to. He went to Richard Daley Junior College. However, I'm talking about Chicago State University. There's no subpoena from any lawyer to Chicago State University. I went there physically. I mean, I sent a photo of this to Arise TV. I think this was about a week ago when I was interviewed in London. I did a video while I was there. The Chicago State University Records Office actually released a signed statement, a notarized signed statement. It's public knowledge. It's out there. It's been carried by the paper. Look, like I've told you before, I went there. I'm not somebody just sitting down on the internet or somebody just relying on third parties. I went there. I physically went there. The fact that I went there is a fact.
Okay, Reno, please, I'm sorry, I have a follow-up. If you're finished, I have a follow-up to what you just said just now. So I just wanted to tell you in advance. So when you're done, just let me know. So I'll follow up on that, please. Okay, are you done? Let me just quickly give the follow-up. So Reno,
that's the thing, Rufai, you need to be able to control yourself so that when someone is talking, you allow them, because that's how this is going to work. I talk, you listen, and then you listen, I talk. I mean, there's going to be enough time for you to say you have a follow-up question when I finish talking.
But Reno, I thought you had finished, and that's why I even give you the.
But I was still talking.
Hang on a minute, Reno.
When you interjected, and you have a history of doing that. Anyway, now let's go.
Please finish your thoughts, and I come with my rebuttal, please. Just finish your thought. Go ahead.
No, you've interrupted my thought process.
Okay, so let me follow up on the rebuttal, Reno. I mean, and that's why I had the courtesy to be able to tell you that when you finish, because you paused for a bit, and that's why I interjected. So I will not just interrupt your thoughts. And all this game you try to play to blackmail me and say all sorts, that's how I behave. It's your game. I'm not drawn into that. I'm just a journalist and I do my job. And that's just to you, Reno, just to set you straight on that. This is the rebuttal I wanted to give. The court paper said that Tinubu presented a forged Chicago State certificate to INEC with the intent that may be acted upon as genuine. This is a new court case, and you can go and check the, the records of this. This is a new court case that was just filed as of the 16th of November 2022. So I was correct as regards to filing in court. That was just the rebuttal I wanted to give you, Reno.
Okay, but you see, that's the thing.
Reno, can we move on?
Can I respond to that, please?
Go ahead.
You see, that's the thing. When you are a broadcaster and you have an interview channel like this, you need to be conscious of what you have said. I had no doubt about the court case. I never said, and you can replay this video. I mean, I'm sure your viewers at home can go back and listen to what I said. I didn't say there was no court case. You said that there had been a subpoena to Chicago State University, and that Chicago State University had denied that Tinubu did not go. And I said, look, I don't know about the college that's been floating about in the internet, which is something South College. And then also I know that Tinubu went to... can I finish, please? And I said that I know that Tinubu went to Richard Daley College. However, that there was a subpoena to Deloitte, and Deloitte had said Tinubu did not work for them, but that there was no subpoena to Chicago State University. The reason why I'm here being interviewed by you is because of Chicago State University. And I know for a fact that he went there. Chicago State University has released a statement, a notarized statement, which has also been published in the Nigerian media, stating that he went there. For any other team, for Deloitte, for any other college, I mean, I don't know about that. I'm only talking about what I know. Tinubu went to Chicago State University. I do not like the fact that he's a known drug lord, but I'm not going to libel him. I'm not going to lie against him. He did go to Chicago State University.
Okay. Reno, I would like to express an opinion, and then we'll talk about other things, which is that the qualifications for the office of the President of Nigeria, as you well know, is properly spelled out under Section 131 of the Constitution, 1999, even as amended. And the definition of that qualification is CUSAT or is equivalent. The interpretation is in Section 318, as you already know. And if you look at all these candidates, really, nobody can really talk about qualification, except we go back to that Constitution, and we then say we have to raise the level of qualification. If you look at all of them, they will pass under the provisions of Section 131 and 318, right? And, I don't think there's any issue, in terms of the qualification, except we'll go back and amend that Constitution. But with regard to Mr. Peter Obi, now, maybe I would like you to interrogate other things. We had a guest on this program this morning, before you, Patrick Okibo III, whose group had just done a report. And they said, in terms of net favorability, that Peter Obi is number one among sample size of 2,000 in 12 states, the major states of the presidential candidates excluded, and that he is the most favored presidential candidate. Secondly, he himself had said that it's not about the number of certificates you boast of. It's about competence, character, integrity. And he has engaged us with a 7-point agenda. If we can just focus on some of those basic issues, rather than whether he has a degree or he has a master's degree. Look, my mechanic can run this country. If I next CC, it's okay. Even if he failed school SAT, that's as bad as it is under the Constitution. So don't let us waste time on that.
Well, in response to that, if you have a minimum qualification for a job and then you put an advert out and then several people apply, you're actually going to grade them on their level of competence. And so right now we have a job, being president of Nigeria, several people have applied. Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, Waziri Atiku Abubakar, Bola Tinubu, and Peter Obi. So we are grading them according to their qualifications. And according to their qualifications, Peter Obi is the least qualified candidate. And then you talked about some group or somebody coming here to talk about a net favorability rating. I mean, the very governor of Peter Obi's own state, Charles Soludo, he said that he has seen polls that shows that Peter Obi is not even going to get 25% in more than 5 states. I'm sure you saw that. And you have to understand, a lot of these people that do these polls showing that Peter Obi is ahead are his acolytes and his cronies. Look, they do their polls online. And you got to understand, about 38% of Nigeria's population cannot speak any other language other than Hausa. They can't speak English, they can't speak Yoruba, they can't speak even Pidgin. 38% of our population, according to Statistica, they speak only Hausa. 8% of our population, according to Statistica, again, speak only Yoruba. So now you're looking at about 46% of people who, if you do a poll in English, they are not going to be, they are not even going to be able to assess it. Now, if you go to the north of Nigeria, they don't get their message, their news, or their influence from social media or from the internet. They get it by and large from radio. So a lot of all these polls are flawed. I'm not impressed by them. And then you talked about Peter Obi's integrity. Look, Peter Obi is the only presidential candidate mentioned by Pandora Papers, that is the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, for corruptly taking money out of Nigeria and hiding them in offshore accounts. So where is the credibility there? So a lot of frenzy has gone on social media. There's a lot of cyberbullying to try to force people who criticize Peter Obi to just, no, this man is not what he's telling Nigerians. And we've got to interrogate him, and we've got to allow people, because when you criticize Bola Tinubu, nobody comes after you. When you criticize Waziri Atiku Abubakar, nobody comes after you. But when you criticize Peter Obi, there is a huge mob. Look now, they've come out with a group that's saying that they want to force Charles Soludo to resign for criticizing Peter Obi. So if Peter Obi becomes president, is that the kind of Nigeria we're going to be living in?
All right, thank you very much, Reno. You talk a lot about the mob, the huge mob on social media that come after people if you criticize Mr. Peter Obi. Yet, going through your timeline on social media, it is full of criticism of not just Mr. Peter Obi, of course, of the APC presidential candidate. So you have actually reading on a campaign of attacking the personality of the people running for government as opposed to facing the issues, as has been encouraged again and again. So sort of you're also guilty of what you accuse the mob that you talk about on social media. Why is it impossible for you to focus rather on your candidate that you're representing and the issues of what he wants to sort out, what he wants to address, rather than the personality or the person? You've called Peter Obi a liar, you've called Asiwaju a drug lord, and so many unprintable names you've spoken about with regards to candidates.
Well, that's not true. If you can tell me the unprintable names that I've said, please say it here. That is false, Ayo. I've not used any unprintable names. Is drug lord a pleasant name? Is that something you can... No. Please, can I respond to that? Yeah. Drug lord is not an unprintable name. If you are a drug lord, first and foremost, if you are a thief, it is not libel to say you are a thief. How am I going to tell you that if you are a thief, I'll come and meet you and say, oh, you are a nice person who diplomatically likes to take things that do not belong to you? No, you are a thief. Bola Tinubu is a non-drug lord. It's not an unprintable word. I've got facts to back it up. I've got documents to back it up. I spent my money. I went to Chicago. I went to the court. I got the certified true copies. Bola Tinubu is a drug lord. That is not an unprintable name. As for Peter Obi, he lied. And when you lie, you are a liar. That's not an unprintable name. In the United States, in the United Kingdom, I worked in Parliament in the United Kingdom. Right on the floor of Parliament, if you lie, they call you a liar. It's not an unprintable name. And I address issues. A person's integrity is part of the issues in this election. If you lie, it's part of the issues. Whether or not a candidate's background, if you have a background.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have been educated with this video. I hope you have learned something from the video you just watched. Please go to the comment section and put down your comments. Whatever you think about the video you have watched, or anything you have learned that you wanted to share together, go to the comment section and keep yourself busy. It's a free place where people share their opinion. And please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time a video comes out. And also, share the video to your family and friends. Share it to all platforms so that people can get aware of what is happening in the world, mainly in the contraption called Nigeria. We have to keep people on their toe, keep people informed on what is going on. That is exactly what we are doing. Every video you are watching in this channel is for the purpose of education and nothing more. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, bye-bye. See you again.